recording in.
And then see, Mrs. Kala has come. She's a music teacher. She's a very accomplished music teacher.
Welcome,
she runs an academy where she teaches music, very accomplished. And she has hosted a couple of our storytelling and music sessions.
Wow.
She's a wonderful person, a good friend of mine. For the last few years, I've met her. Others, like so many, Sri Ramayan.
Iyengar sir is here. I know him for a long time.
He is also a winner of events.
Yeah. Very good person. Nice singing.
Yeah.
I know Raman sir. Now I know Raman sir.
You know Raman sir.
Yeah.
And our friend Sumitra is our.
I think he came very first time. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, Sumitra is the one who taught us acting, online acting. So,
it was Ramesh sir. I think he is one of the winner of last group.
Ramesh Goel, he came to one of yes.
Jamila ma'am is here.
Yeah, hello Abhishek. Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good, Abhishek. How are you?
Good, man. Good. Raghu sir also came.
Yes, Raghu sir has also come.
Hello, Mohan.
Hi, how are you?
Good. You didn't attend the
last week. I got a little busy last week, so I missed.
Yeah, you were not there.
Welcome. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Hello, Anna.
Yeah, welcome. Good evening. Today we have done Tirupavai. So this Nam.
Tirupavai is glory of Mahavishnu. In fact, tomorrow the Dignity Foundation Chennai chapter is organizing. This month of Margasirsha, every day we are doing a program.
Yeah, Acha, nice.
So tomorrow I am doing a traditional Tamil storytelling style. I will sing and.
You will be doing that, okay?
Yeah. I will be. It's called Kalakshepa, Harikatha Kalakshepa. So I will be singing, Bhajan Gaga ke story inspiring.
Acha.
Mohan sir, vanakkam.
But it is going to be in Tamil or English?
No, it's going to be in Tamil.
Where is it happening? What is the link?
Tomorrow I will send you the link.
Okay.
We'll put it in the link. We'll sing our group link. Tomorrow's link I will give it. It's already there. I will put it in. I'll ask. I'll put it in.
I'll circulate it. No problem, Mohan. I will circulate it.
Anna
does that. Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah. Can we get started or wait for some more time?
We can start.
We'll start. Okay.
People will
good.
Good evening, Abhishek. Good evening.
Sorry, good evening, sir.
Thank you. You're doing good work.
Sir, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, so today's session is called Learn to Hear and Tell. You have to be, it's interactive, you have to also be a participant storyteller. All of us have stories to tell. Okay. So all of us have stories to tell. Remember in the school when you did not do your homework, how lovely stories you told your teacher. And when you got very poor marks, you came home and what lovely stories you told your parents. How actually you did very well because they put less marks. Then most husbands go back home and tell wonderful stories to their wife. Okay.
All the time.
All the time, yeah. So we will be telling some stories and things like that. And we want to make it interactive. Everyone should be keenly participating in the storytelling session. So we start with a small game. The game is you have to introduce yourself in just 10 seconds. Okay? If you become 1 second more, then I will say dishum, bishum, bishum.
Oh God.
So you have to introduce yourself in 10 seconds and you have to introduce yourself in third person. You can't say, I am so and so. You have to say, this is so and so, and this person did this. And you have to do it in third person. You can't say, I am Mohan Krishnan, I was born in Calcutta, Vasan. Say, they call me Mohan Krishnan, and this person was born in Kolkata and studied there. And the whole introduction should be finished in 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
And you should introduce yourself in such a way that the listeners remember. Okay? And for that, one more condition. I will first ask the people who are appearing on camera to introduce themselves. So first preference to people who are on camera. Thereafter, you go back into non-camera, no problem. Okay? So you should be on camera. You should introduce yourself in 10 seconds. So put your timing. We start now. I will start with Anil Jain.
Yes, namaskar.
Yes,
My name is Anil Jain. I am from Indore.
I am nahi dishum ho gaya galti. You have to say ye Anil Jain hai.
मैं अनिल जैन हूँ.
अरे नहीं साहब, आपको बोलना चाहिए इसको अनिल जैन कहते हैं.
इसको अनिल जैन कहते हैं.
हाँ. और 10 सेकंड में over. I'm moving on to K. Kumar.
There was a remote village called Vilvarayanallur in Tamil Nadu. A little boy was born. His name was Kumar.
Are lovely. 10 seconds exact. Wonderful. Let's remember these signs, which Sumit taught us. This is for applause. Okay, good. I'm moving on to Shakuntalaji. 10 seconds. Unmute.
Unmute. You need to unmute Shakuntalaji.
Thank you, sir. 1945 சகுந்தலான்னு ஒரு பொண்ணு மதுரையில பிறந்தாங்க.
English.
Oh, I am born in Madurai.
I am
1940. Oh, no. Sakuntala was born Madurai 1945.
Good enough. Okay, I'm moving to Kala. Kala's Galaxy.
Yeah, Kala is born in Kerala, and she is a music lover.
Wonderful. Very good. I'm moving to Sri Ramayan.
Whole India is chanting Sri Ram, Jai Sri Ram.
Wonderful. I'm moving to Yamuna.
Mine is a real name, and I was born near Mathura.
I know.
I need Dishum. Dishum. You have to use third person. Yamuna was born in. Yeah, start again.
Yamuna was born in Mathura near army camp.
Time over. Yagya Raman, K.G.Y. Raman.
This is Yagya Raman, was born 83 years ago. A retired accounts person from electricity board, interested in many things, theory.
Wonderful. We move to Jamila Malik.
This is Jayalakshmi, also called as Jamila, was born in Chennai and traveled all over.
Wonderful. We move to TCR.
One of the great Krishna Chatras is profligate, where pure Vaishnavite has got children. One of them is Raghu. Today he is there in Dignity Theatre.
I move to Yamuna. Pichamal. Is there? Yeah, Pichamal is there. Other names are okay. Now we go to people who are not visible. Okay, I'm going to call up. Yeah, Pichamal. I'll call upon Pichamal. Yes, please come on camera and introduce yourself.
Pichamal is born in 1947 in Tutti. Social Welfare Department and retired. Mobile team inspector.
Wonderful. Now we go to Bharat Desai.
You should also get Abhishek to introduce him, sir.
Yes. Towards end, we'll give you more time.
Okay.
Bharat Desai may not come. Next.
Okay, next we go to Karuna's iPad. Please come on camera. Yes, madam. Please introduce yourself. Yes.
Hello.
Hey.
This is a rain dancer with an umbrella who loves to see possibilities. Hi.
Lovely, lovely. That's lovely. That's lovely. Then I have a Galaxy A51. Galaxy A51. Oh, doctor has introduced. Okay, there's a doctor who doesn't want to speak right now. So we'll call her later. And okay, now we go to the organizers. I want to ask Abhishek to introduce. Abhishek, you can take 20 seconds.
You're on mute, Abhishek.
Yeah. Thank you for giving me time. So Abhishek is associated with Seniors today, who conducts various programs like storytelling by Mohan Krishnan, which is we are doing now. Then poetry and prose by Dr. Sajni Vaidya. Then we are doing the singing competition where many of our winners and participants over here, like Krishnan sir, Jamila ji, Ramayan ji. So these are participants as well as the winner, and we got very lovely people. Yeah. So yes. So what we do. Thank you.
Thank you. I would now request Archana ji to introduce us. Archana, please introduce. Unmute. Briefly. Yeah. Okay. After some time, maybe later. Okay, all are covered? All are covered. Fine. Sushma Lahiri.
I said you didn't allow me to introduce myself.
Oh yeah, I'm coming back to you. Yes.
Kala sister.
Too well known to be introduced, sir.
No, but still,
I
a
agree.
lot of people should know Sumit. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, now, Sushma Lahiri is now Kala, Galaxy is over. Okay, let's go back. Let's go to Sumit. Sumit gets a longer time.
So no, I don't need the Shushma's come in and Puppy has come in.
Okay. Oh yeah, Puppy has also come in. Padmanabhan, I think. Yeah? Yeah. Puppy, Padmanabhan, Sushma, both of you introduce yourself. Sushma. 10 seconds.
This is Sushma Lahiri, lives in Navi Mumbai. I love photography, especially nature photography.
Dishum, third person.
They don't know about the connection.
Sushma Lahiri loves nature photography.
That's nice. Let's go to Puppy Padmanabhan. Puppy Padmanabhan. Yes.
Unmute.
Unmute. Okay. Okay, Tilly, okay. Prema Manju. Please introduce yourself in third person. Unmute. Unmute. Please introduce yourself.
Prema, you're on mute. You need to unmute and introduce yourself.
We can't, yeah. We can't hear you.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, we can.
I think she's unaware of the game.
Yeah, okay. You have to introduce yourself in third person. You can say, Prema Manju was born in this place, at this place, and something like that.
I belong to, yes, sir. I belong to Karnataka, especially Bangalore.
You can't say I. You can't say I.
Okay, okay. I mean, I have to talk to my soul, not for the body.
What you talk to soul, spirit, or grandfather?
Not for the body. Physical body is not important. Only for the soul.
Fine. You talk from Atma.
Okay. Thank you. So, Karnataka, we live. Is very best place. Vidyaranapura Dignity Chavdi, a member of Vidyaranapura Dignity Chavdi, a fan of Mohan Krishnan stories, as well as satsang, then meditation class. Every day I attend also, and I never miss Mondays. Exactly at 5:30, I'll sit in front of my laptop. And now I am in Pune, and still I want to join.
I am so many dishums. Okay. I'm going to ask Neelam Jyoti to turn on the camera and introduce us. Third person, 10 seconds. Yeah, Neelam Jyoti?
Like?
Yeah. You have to introduce yourself as, you can't say, I am Neelam Jyoti. You can say Neelam Jyoti was born in, was there, lives in this place, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
A girl called Neelam Jyoti was born in Chennai, Triplicane. Joint family. She was the eldest in the family. And, we had 3 brothers and 1 sister.
Wonderful. Okay, everybody is now covered more or less. Okay, let's go to Sumit for introduction.
There was once a Bengali boy who fell in love with a Chinese girl and theatre, and so his name became Shumit Lairoy.
He is the one who taught us how to act online and so many things on how to do on Zoom and applaud, how to applaud, how to do so many things. Good. Wonderful. Now, we are going to hear and also tell stories. The first condition is each one of us, okay, can tell a story. The story has to be completed in 60 seconds. Okay. It is like, for instance, suppose there is a story writer who wants to get the interest of a top man. You want to get Rajinikanth to act in your movie. He will not sit with you for the whole day. He will say, come in the car. And in the car, before going from this road to that road, he will have to tell the story, interest him, and then he will say, okay, we'll see and go away. The story has to be told in 60 seconds. 60 seconds means maybe 15, 20 seconds. This side, that side is okay. Okay. I will start with a story, a very brief story. Soon after Mrs. Indira Gandhi's death, Rajiv Gandhi took over as a prime minister. And his entire inner circle changed. That time, Dhirubhai Ambani wanted to get close to Rajiv Gandhi. So what happened? He told his friend, that Dhawan, R.K. Dhawan. R.K. Dhawan said, Rajiv Gandhi will give you 60 seconds time. You have to convince him in 60 seconds. And as Rajiv Gandhi was coming out, Dhirubhai Ambani was waiting, and he told Rajiv Gandhi, your mother has given me 50 crores to keep safe. What should I do? Rajiv Gandhi said, Gaadi mein aaiye, baithiye, and they moved. History was made. Ho gaya 60 seconds mein story? So like that.
Is that a true story?
Never ask a storyteller whether the story is true. The story basic idea may be true, but we all put, in Bengal we have something called jhalmudi, puffed rice in which we add onions and mix it up and give jhalmudi. So we give a little mixture. So that chatpata, it's nice to have with tea. But the story is true. The basic story is true. What happened, the dialogue is possibly mine. I don't know. Okay. So now, people who want to tell the story now can put their hand up so that the person remembers 60 seconds. Yeah, Jamila tells the story next. 60 seconds.
There was a boy who used to take his cows and all for mazing. He used to walk little far, and he used to let them loose, and he used to sleep in a one stone like place where he used to just sleep, and he was never bothered. So somebody saw him and said, why are you sleeping like this? You should, you should work. You should do something else. Let the cows maze. You can do something else. But he said, why should I work all the time? I want to take rest. What will happen? No, if you work like that, you'll get money. After I get money, then you can, you will get, you can marry somebody very nice. After that, what will I do? After that, you'll have a very nice life, and you'll be very happy, and you can relax. Then he says, why should I do all this? I'm already relaxing now. So I don't want to do all that.
Good. See, I'm asking you to tell this story because at the end of everybody's 60 seconds, we will ask the audience to say, Which storyteller would you like to hear again for a longer story? So see, we are competing already. Ready?
You
Okay.
tell that before.
Conditions we will keep adding. Who's next? Who wants to tell next? Yeah, Sridham.
This is a true story. When I was in college, I wanted to see Brahmachari by bunking the class. So I made a plan and I went to the theater. Till interval, I watched the movie, came out, and wanted to see the next day, the remaining portion. When I went to the theater next day with the gate pass, I was caught there. Gatekeeper did not allow. He said, "Saab, आप झूठ बोल रहे हैं. आप अभी picture नहीं देख रहे हैं." Every day we change the color of the gate pass. That's all.
Lovely, lovely. Every day the color has changed. Fine. Good. Next storyteller. Who's next? Quickly, quickly. Any other person? Quickly, come on.
Okay, I will tell the real only. A good friend of mine, we were all going together to the college and all. After his marriage, he was having some salesmanship. He went to some place where he has opened the gate. Then suddenly a dog bounced on him. And that was a very good trained dog. But so the owner told, nothing to worry, don't worry. I have given all instructions and all, be careful. But this fellow came and said, no, why to take the risk? He has taken all those days, all those 14 injections or something like that. And subsequently, within a short time, he has started behaving like a dog, just barking and all, nothing. Then admitted everything. But unfortunately, I lost it. That was the one lesson we learned, to be careful.
Rabbis, okay. Okay, next storyteller. Who would like to say? Yes, Yamuna.
This is not a story, it's exactly an incident happened. Continue on Rajiv Gandhi. Rajiv Gandhi, as a he was heading atomic energy and space. So he came for a live lunch in Sri Lanka. That time, he wanted to a little bit more to young students. Some 20 IIT students to come along with him. And they all went to the terrace of the lawn pad and they were walking. The person who was launching was being under the leadership of.
Remember 60 seconds.
So they were all clapping. Once 10, 9, 8, 7, 0. They all clapping. Kalam said, no. It went and fell down. But the people were clapping, and Kalam said that, are they clapping for the fear?
Okay, network is lagging. Let's go to Kumar.
Yeah, thank you. A child was born in Sri Lanka, and actually parents were hailing from Kerala, and came and settled in Tamil Nadu, and acted in small way in some films, and he became famous. And also he joined a party, and he was just expelled from the party after some time, and started a party on his own. And then he became the chief minister of the state, and wonderfully learned.
Wonderful. M.G. Ramchandra. Yes, lovely. Yes. Yagi Ramanji.
Yes. I want to tell the story of a young man seeking a job in a circus. The circus manager asked him, what exactly are you going to do? And he said, I can eat 2 kilograms of halwa in a show in one sitting. The manager was impressed. Okay. I think that will sell. So he said, but we are having matinee on Sundays. Would you be able to do that twice in the day? He said, yes, I can, but you have to allow me 30 minutes break. Why? I want to go home and take my lunch.
Lovely. Very nice. Who's next? Yeah, who's next? Who wants to say next? Yeah. Somebody, please come. Good involvement. Okay.
Kala sister is showing hand. Kala sister is showing hand.
Yes, please check. Yeah. Yes, please say. Kala, please.
Your mic is not working.
Your mic is not working.
Am I audible?
Yeah, now you're audible.
Now, yes.
Why? Not audible.
So this, he was very upset and mother asked what happened. So he said, tomorrow is my teacher's birthday. So what shall I take? Everybody will be bringing very expensive gifts and all. So mother felt very bad. So mother said, don't worry, son, I will give you something magic. And he said, okay. So mother gave him next day one umbrella. He said, don't open the umbrella till you are with the teacher. You give this umbrella, ask her to open it, then you will see the magic. This magic umbrella. So he went, he was very happy because the children, they like magic all. So he went to the school. Everybody brought expensive gifts, this, that, and all. So he was sitting at the back. So the teacher said, yeah, come here. What did you bring? Then he said, I brought this magic umbrella. What is so magical about this one umbrella? He said, my mother said, to open it only, you give it to the teacher. She will open and she will see the magic. Teacher happily took the umbrella and she opened. Flowers fell on. So she said, oh, this is really wonderful. What a great. That's it.
Wonderful. Very nice. Any other storyteller? Okay. Now, when we construct...
Prema.
Sister. Anybody? Yeah. Sushma also wants to say. Please come on.
Good evening to all.
Everybody is welcome.
There was a class going on. Then there was a boy who was sitting. Usually in the class, all the students want to play a prank. In the same way, on the bench, there was a paper put on that one. I am stupid. So the boy sat on that one and it stuck to his back. So the class went on. There was a maths teacher who came and she gave a very difficult problem. No one could solve the problem. Then the boy got, when she asked who could solve the problem, this boy who came upon and he wanted to solve the problem on the board. When he was solving on the board, there was at the back, there was a paper called I'm stupid, which he did not know that one. Then the teacher just appreciated him and she asked the whole class to clap for him. The whole...
You muted yourself?
Got muted.
Audio is muted.
I think it got muted because Abhishek saw it was more than 60 seconds.
There was a paper which is stick to you. So in the same way, then she turned towards the students and she said, so whatever the label is given by the people, don't get into that one. You go on your own way. Don't seize that opportunity which is given to you. Just move and grow and grow. This is what the moral of the story.
Initially, when we start telling stories, the 60-second limit may be a little difficult because we are thinking and trying to speed. Never mind. Tell it as briefly as possible. Yeah. Anybody else? Sushma wanted to tell. Yes, Sushma.
I was a teacher in a college, and once I was doing invigilation duty in the student examination, and I saw a student copying from a slip of paper. So I immediately went to him and hold his hand having the slip of paper, and he could not throw the paper. So I I took the boy to the director of the, and he told the boy that I will call your father because you are cheating and you are copying using illegal means. The boy started crying, and boy was MSc, doing MSc, and he started crying. So I asked, why are you crying? You can give the re-exam after 6 months, no big deal. Why are you crying? He said, I'm not crying because I will fail in this paper, but I'm crying due to the reason that my father is in the flying squad. He is checking the illegal means and for all the students of the university, and he will be restricted from his job because his own son is doing this illegal means and copying the papers.
Wonderful story. Yeah. See, anybody else would like to tell a story? Yeah. Now, when you are telling a story, let's remember this. It is like the train leaving the platform. First, there is a long horn. Okay, then it starts slowly. It starts slowly so that people who have missed the horn can see the train moving and get on to the train. Then slowly it gathers speed. Then, if it is an electric, we'll take it that is an electric locomotive. In between, after about 10 or 12 coaches, there will be one generator car. So, after some time when the story lags, you have to give power to boost it up. Then there has to be variety. There will be one pantry car and things like that, a little variety. Then, as it reaches the station, it slows down. Again, long on, your destination has come. So, it is called, ho-hum. Okay, you do this action. Ho-hum means create interest. First, announce, create interest, sustain interest, and bring to a close. Have these 4 elements in your story, and everybody will not only want to listen to your story, very important, your story should be retold. Okay, so let's again, now I'm going to share 1 or 2 stories with you. Okay, this is about 2 sadhus. Both these sadhus are Naishtika Brahmachari. Naishtika Brahmachari means they won't have any contact with women other than their mother and sister. They won't touch or they won't eat food given by the woman. Such a person is called a Naishtika Brahmachari. So 2 sadhus were going, and they had to cross a small stream in which there was a narrow tree trunk on which they had to cross. In front of these 2 sadhus, there was a young lady going. She slipped and fell into the water. So the senior sadhu, he said, I am a Naishtika Brahmachari. I am not going to look at her. And he walked away. The younger sadhu jumped into the river, picked her up. He found she had swallowed a lot of water, so he did, water pumping. And then he followed the guru. At the end of the day, the guru was to be served by the Shishya. The guru said, I will not touch your food. He said, why, Guruji? What have I done? What wrong have I done? He said, we are Naishtika Brahmacharis. You have touched a woman. I won't eat your food. What do you think the Shishya said? The Shishya says, oh, Guruji, I dropped the lady long back on the river bank. You are carrying her in your mind even now. Okay. This is a beautiful story picked up from the life of a Buddha Bhikshu. Okay. This is also a story from the times of Ashoka, the king. King Ashoka and his assistant, his minister, they were walking along the streets of his kingdom. And when he saw a Buddha Bhikshu, a very young looking Buddha Bhikshu. And this man was a very elderly, Ashoka was a very elderly person. So he fell at the feet of the Buddha Bhikshu and put his head on the Buddha Bhikshu's feet Then the minister said, everything is fine, but I'm not able to appreciate that a Raja of your stature is putting a head at the feet of a bhikshu. What will the people think? Okay, then Buddha said, okay, let's find out. He said, go get me 3 things. The minister said, tell me what. He said, get me the head of a goat. Get me the head of a tiger. And get me a human head. 3 heads you get. So the minister went. The goat's head was very easily available. The tiger head, he had to take a few days. He also got a tiger head. Then he went to a crematorium and there he paid that fellow and got also a human head. All 3 were brought. He said, yes, sir, I have brought you all 3. He said, now do something. Go to the market and sell all 3. The goat's head was bought. Tiger's head was bought at a very high price. But nobody would look at the human head. Then he came back to Ashok and said, aisa halat hai. So Ashok said, do one thing. You now give the human head for free. He told everybody, take for free. Everybody ran away, including his family. So when he came back and he told Ashok, this is the thing. He said, remember, the human body is valuable only as long as it is alive. And during that period, if you are able to bow your head, body means he said the head. If you are able to bow your head at the feet of saintly people and seek their blessings, your life will be, there will be a quantum change in your life. There are 2 beautiful dohas coming out of this. One is a doha, another is from Shankaracharya. So one doha says, Jati na puche sadhu ki, puch lijiye gyan. Mol karo talwar ki, pada rehne do gyan. Value the sword, not the scabbard. So sadhu ki gyan puchiye jatui. And from Shankaracharya, there is a beautiful verse. He says, Yavat pavano nivasati dehe, tavan prichhati kushalam gehe, gatavati vayo deha apaye, bharya vibhyati tasmin kaye. As long as saans hai, people say, hello, how are you? How are you? The day the breath stops, they will say, when is the funeral? When is the body going to be removed? So Ashoka, by his conduct, showed his wise minister how to treat sadhus. Therefore, India has a culture of treating sadhus very well. This is a beautiful story from Ashoka's lives and things. Okay, so I've told 2 stories. Now anybody can now tell a slightly longer story. But remember these elements. The story must have a beginning, must have a nice end, nice middle, some variety, and an end. Okay, so like for instance, falling at the feet. What happened? There was a very rich man who heard this story and fell at the feet of a poor man and was lying there for a very long time. So his servant asked him, why are you lying so long at the servant's feet? That fellow, poor man's feet. He said, no, this fellow came to my house this morning. After he left, I found my costly chappal missing. So I want to find out whether it is my chappal he has taken out. So that's for that reason also. So you can also introduce an interesting, hilarious side like. Okay. So now, yeah. So Kumar, people say Kumar should tell a story. Yes, please. Kumar has got a request. Kumar, please tell a story. Kumar is here? Yeah, Kumar is here. Yes, Kumar, please.
Yeah, actually, I don't have a. I was just. I have a call. I'll just finish up and then come back.
Okay.
Yeah, you just carry on.
In the meantime, okay. Anybody can tell a story. Anybody? Anybody wants to say? Slightly longer story.
I would like to tell a story.
Yeah, please do. Please.
This is not a story actually. This is something that really happened.
Okay.
But, somewhat it is not a very happy story, but still it has some substance. You see, in my mother's elder sister, she was living in Tiruvai, which is a famous shrine in Tamil Nadu. Opposite to their house, there was one lonely woman who had so many problems in her life. And she was contemplating suicide. So one of my aunt's friends, she was a very knowledgeable lady. She also had gone through a very tough life herself. So she said, when she came to know of that, she said, I will go and talk to her. I will convince her that suicide is not the solution for any problem. So this lady goes to the lady, the opposite, the lady living opposite. They have a long conversation to which my aunt was witness. Whatever was going between them, my aunt was also listening in. Our friend who wanted to convince the other person, she told her, oh, what is this that you want to end your life? You just listen to my story. I am not contemplating suicide. And then she went on to narrate the story of her life, which was brought with umpteen problems. And she just described her plight and said, this is what I'm going through. And I'm not trying to commit suicide. Why should you? And the other lady said, oh, you have opened my eyes. I won't commit suicide. Thank you for giving me the guidance. This lady came back. Now comes the harsh truth. She has relived her life by reciting the story of her life. And this went in her mind again and again and again. She committed suicide that day.
Oh my God. So sad.
This is a real story. This is what human mind can do to itself.
Yes.
So once you go through something unpleasant, don't ruminate on that. Don't bring it back to your mind now, then, again and again and again, which is most destructive. This is the moral, not a story. This is the moral we can draw from the incident.
Yes.
Thank you.
The other day, on the Margashirsha month, we performed a small play. Okay, the play was how a young girl called Andal, okay, she used to wear the garland herself before giving it to Krishna. Her father saw and said, sacrilege, how can you do that? How can you wear the garland and giving it to the Lord? Then finally, then he made a fresh garland and gave it to Ranganatha. And that garland fell off. But when the garland which Kodai, she made, it was put back, the whole statue started glowing as though out of gold. He played that out. Okay, this story has a very important element. There are two types of bhaktis. One is called Dasya Bhakti. Dasa means Ishvara is everything, I am his servant. And there are beautiful songs composed. There's Mane Chakar Rako Ji, make me a servant in your temple. Roj main jhadu karu. In that process, I will have a darshan of you. So this is called Dasya Bhakti. It takes you to a level. Then comes, you have, Sakya Bhakti, a friendship. Like Kushela, Sudama, his friendship with Krishna. There is a third level of bhakti called Prema Bhakti, where the devotee sees the Lord as her lover. So, Kodai saw Krishna, Ranganatha as a lover. So that day, while telling the story, it was not prepared. We just did it impromptu. I said, hey, Periyalvar, your bhakti is not strong enough. No, I should have actually said, and Regaraman pointed out to me correctly, it should have been mentioned as, yours is Dasya Bhakti, hers is Prema Bhakti. The person who has Prema Bhakti gets accommodated into me, merges in me. And that Prema Bhakti was revealed much later by Meera. And the entire Pandharpur area where, they have this Prema Bhakti, Krishna, 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 Krishna. There's a very beautiful story which says, one of those devotees, they are there, Namdev, then Eknath, and then Tukaram, they're all Vaikari Parampara. So one of these fellows' wives, one of these Bhakta, I think it's Namdev's wife, she wanted to go and fight with Krishna's wife. She wanted to go and tell Krishna, see, because of your husband, my husband is not coming. I don't know what they do throughout the day. In fact, Satyabhama said, I wanted to come to you and complain. Because of your husband, my husband is also not coming. There are such beautiful stories available in the Bhakti Parampara. And each of these stories contribute all the Navarasas in our system. The job of a story is to tickle our emotions. All the emotions can be. Okay, so these are wonderful stories I thought I'll share with you right now. Okay, some more story. Anybody wants to? While I look for one more story. Because we have another 5 minutes before the final interaction. Student life, business life.
Can I tell a true story?
Yeah, please do. Please do.
It is a true story. It's about the actress Kalpana, who was a very great actress in Kannada screen. She was called as Minugutare. Minugutare means twinkling star. Oh. So, when I have acted with her in a movie, Bailudari, so she liked me very much. She used to call me Jai Jai. Oh. So once she wanted to share her feelings, so she called me once when she was dubbing for a movie, Vamsha Jyoti. So I went there. Then she started telling me her whole life history. From her mouth, I have heard. She's a great star, she's no more now. And she told me that Putana Kanagal, who is a great director, he had introduced her in Kannada screen, and he was so, they both got attached so much that she wanted to marry him, but he was already married. So she told him, and he made stories for her, and he was a very good director, and it used to be a great hit. So all movies were great hits. So she told her that I want to marry you, He said, okay, I am prepared to marry you. Then she said, you have to divorce your first wife. She was already married. He was already married. Then he said, no, I can't do that. I'll marry you, but I can't divorce my first wife. It's a true story. Then she, she was very upset and all that because she used to love him very much. Then just for that, some revenge on that spot, she married somebody else. Oh, Vishwanath, yeah. She just to show him that I can get many people So she married somebody because she was a very top star. So that's then that was over. Then she said that also was not successful. That also she had a lot of problems, and then she was getting not good movies and all that. She was getting, but not very good movies as Putana Kanagal used to give her. Then she bought a beautiful house, but all in loan. He had taken a lot of loan and there was no work, and she used to do dramas for Baswaraj. One Mr. Baswaraj used to do. She was very good artist. She was very good in Kannada. She was very good in English also because those days nobody knew English in Kannada screen. She was very good in that. And she used to do dramas and she used to get money. Till then I know. Till then she has told me. And after that I'll tell you, in 78 I got married. Then she talked to my husband also in phone. She was from Mangalore. She said, next I'm going for a drama. When I come back from there, I'll give you a party in my house. And then my husband also was very happy. The big star is talking to her. In Tulu, they talked. And we were waiting after 6 months, she will call us. I didn't have a phone also. I used to call her from STD booth. So afterwards, suddenly I saw her assistant. When Chinnamma was there, I saw her assistant. I said, Chinnamma, Kalpana has come. Then she said, Amma, I didn't go this time. I don't know. I couldn't go. She went alone. You know what happened? After 2 days, she's coming next week, Chinnamma said. But she didn't come. Her body came.
Oh.
Because, you know, what happened? She did a drama in some Gudugere somewhere. She was in a guest house. In the drama, the Baswaraj also was an actor. He was a company director. He was an actor also. They both were having scenes. You know, Minugatare Kalpana doing a drama collection, lot of collection used to happen those days. And she forgot some dialogue. She forgot some dialogue and he hit her hard on her face.
Oh my God.
This was very insulting for her. She just walked out. The curtains were put. All this we came later on, you know. So the curtains were put and she said, I just want to go back home. I want to go back to Bangalore. Then he said, but he also tried to send her off. He was also very upset because she forgot the dialogues. In her rage, he hit her. It happened. He also wanted to send her back. In those days, only ambassador cars were there. He wanted to send her, but he couldn't get. You know, nowadays, anytime you get cabs and cars. Those days, you never got. So he sent, he said, I will send you early in the morning. Don't worry. Even I want to send you, I'll send you. She was very adamant, you know. She was a very good star and she was very adamant also. She was so upset because she was insulted in front of so much of public, you know, who was to adore her. You know what she did? God knows. Somebody says that she took some poison. Somebody said she had a diamond ring in her finger. She swallowed, but she was no more the next day. So next, we went for her Tithi Uta. Okay. She had called us for giving a party, Uta party, but they had a Tithi Uta and I and my husband went for that. That's the real story.
Okay. See, there was one more story I once heard. See, generally what happens whenever we go to a new place or join a new institution, okay, or get into anything new, we try to bring corrections and say, this is how it should be done. That's how it should be done. So this story relates to Kishore Kumar. This was told to me by somebody. Okay, they said somebody went to meet Kishore Kumar. He was from Kolkata. He went all the way to Bombay to meet Kishore Kumar. And Kishore Kumar asked him, acha, apni Kolkata dekhe. You're from Kolkata. I would like to, what do you like? You like my songs? He said, I am from Kolkata. Will I not like Kishore Kumar's song? I like Kishore Kumar's song. So this fellow said, what song do you like? So this fellow said, I like the song Ye Jo Mahabharat Hai. So Kishore Kumar said, would you like me to sing that song for you? So he said, ha, gai. So Kishore Kumar started singing. Ye Jo Mahabharat Hai, chanka chaka cha cha cha. Ye unka hai naam, chikku 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 chu. Then this fellow said, Are Kishore da, this song is to be not sung like this. He said, Acha, how is it to be sung? So this boy sang. Ye jo mahabbat hai, ye unka hai kaam, are mehboob ka jo bas lete hue naam, mar jaye, mit jaye. He sang. And Kishore said, Baba, Baba, Baba. He said, tell me, who sang this version? He said, Kishore da, you sang. Who sang the chinkich cha 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 cha? He said, that also you sang. He said, correct also I sang. Bad also I sang. So, tere baap ka kya jata hai? Why are you correcting me? Okay, so a simple lesson. When we go join somewhere, we tell them, no, no, this is not the way to do. This is not the way to do. This is to be sung like this. You have to take it to the next higher note. Whereas all the other fellow wants to say, shut up and listen. So this story made a very big impact because as a person who was a counselor and things like that, I used to tell people, this is how you should change. After the story, I stopped telling people, you should change, you should change, you should change. Now I tell people, possibly I should change more. A reflective story. So why even film industry? Film industry has a lot of stories of self-belief. Like our Kumar started with MGR. There are so many people who have come up the hard way, worked very hard, done well in life. So we have spent a good 1 hour. Time is very valuable. See how the time ran like that, no? Okay. So we will do the storytelling session every alternate Monday. I would like all of you to come. Next time, come prepared with even more stories. Okay. We'll have variations of this game. I may not play the same game. Someday I will tell the story first half and I say, you complete the story. So we'll play the game. We'll have to make it interesting for all the participants. Okay. So the floor is now open. Feedback from everybody. Anybody wants to say, raise your hand and give me feedback. Koi bhi, all of you are welcome. Feedback, how we can make this more interesting. Yeah. Yes, Raghuji.
No need to tell because we are flabbergasted. It is very good, very interesting. And only thing is we have to come prepared with some stories. And I really wonder, Jayalakshmi has told that real story. I think so, like that.
So many real stories actually. So many real stories I know.
Sushant must have some background. He has suicided himself. And there are so many in Tamil actresses also that must be. There are so many, but you are there in the field, so you could get it.
Even Ashok Kumar's story. Ashok Kumar also used to come to FTII because his daughter used to study Preeti Ganguly. So he used to come and he used to share his experiences, you know. So it was coming from, he was a big star in the olden days. He big hero. He used to sing also. So he used to tell, he was such a down-to-earth person. So much of, I'm recollecting all that when you're telling all this.
Good. I want everybody to come and share stories.
We are prepared. Okay, good.
Either you come prepared or have something like a small story idea, try to develop that. Now, all of us, see, we are all storytellers because we have heard from grandmothers. Our grandmothers have told story. I remember the story my grandmother told me about how it rains. She used to say there is a god there called Indra. Indra. And Indra has a mud pot and aluminium jug. So when he dips the pot, you know, it hits the mud pot. So thunder. And when he takes out, it shines. That's why lightning. And if you are a good boy, she will give you rain. And we'll open our mouth. She will put one ball of rice inside.
And if you don't eat, no, that giant will come and take you away or something like that. Or you'll be taken to the police station or something.
Some wonderful stories from our grandmother. And so that's how we learned. And our brain is so creative. Let's come back again another 15 days. Our next session will be in the first Monday of January. So please, let's come back. You can either come prepared with a story or you can even develop an impromptu story. Sometimes when you're
Raman is waiting to speak.
Yeah.
So Raman is waiting to speak.
Welcome, Raman sir. Yes.
Oh, thank you. See, yes, traditionally we are all accustomed to hearing stories. Grandmothers, uncles, or even friends. Friends recite these stories of other friends. And there is these gossip mongers who have got very interesting story to tell about some third person. So, but this art is slightly on the wane nowadays. Even for children, for parents don't find the time to tell the stories. They buy only storybooks, Tinker comics, this and that. If we could revive this art of storytelling, that we will be doing a service to this society.
I would even suggest one thing. If you have props at home, okay, try telling a story with a monkey in hand. Okay, monkey in hand, or whatever you have in hand. Let us make it so interesting that we ourselves will enjoy our stories. See, you should not only enjoy your story, you should believe your story. They say once what happened, a lot of children were making noise. So the fellow who was getting disturbed inside, he called the children and said, at the street corner, they are giving you free mangoes. So all the children ran. Seeing the children ran, the mother asked what happened. He said, they are giving mangoes. The mother also ran. Seeing the mothers run, the father started running. Father asked, what's going on? They said, free mangoes. Then the grandfather started running. One old man who was about to die, ready, he also started running. When he started running, the storyteller asked him, what happened? He said, they are giving mangoes. This fellow also started running for the mango. So you have to believe your story. That's the kind of energy you have to build into a story. So many people are here. We are how many? Nearly 19, 20 people are here. One, seniors today. Seniors today is something we need a lot of support. In the sense, people should come and tell people how you can have a good time. Good time, enjoy. There is theater, there is music, there is poems, good health, bahut kuch hai. So I welcome you all and thank you very much for being with me. Yes, Abhishek, anything you want to conclude?
No, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, to come. Thanks a lot. And
wish you all a very, very happy Christmas and a happy New Year. We will meet you in the New Year.
We wish you the same, sir, to you and to everyone.
Thank you very much.
See you in New Year.
Yeah.
Happy day. Happy day. Happy New Year.
And whoever has the time can join us for the other thing which Raghu will circulate.
Okay.
Tomorrow.